my as you kindly put it, my honey badger how do you say
amalgamation?
Isn't that the fucking name of a bad guy in WoW? Amalgamation.
Probably. I don't play WoW.
The amalgamation.
Yeah, I call it amalgamation because it's just like a mix of every part from every manufacturer.
No. It's just a full auto lower with a Q upper, but it's my best shooting AR-15 that I have. I love it to death, and I shoot it every weekend. I think it's great. But it's so soft. It shoots so soft, so nice. But my gripe with Q right now is just the cost increase. Like the cost increase with their product, I think is just it hurts. Like it hurts. Like it's. I think the difference is you look at things purely as for you and your world, and I look at things with the responsibility of having to take care of 60 different people and their families. So when things like that, when things like economically affect us, it brings strain to me because I have to take this and work harder to provide for you guys, if that makes sense. Unless you can be in my shoes, it's just you don't understand the perspective of it. Nobody does, unless they can be like, So that's my only gripe. I mean, I'll take the argument like, well, okay, where's their new stuff? I'm sure they'll come out with new stuff. I'm sure we shot 2 different cans. We shot the Diamondback. What was it called? Had snake names.
Oh, the Q cans?
Yeah.
Well, they've got the Southpaw, which is the 5.56 one. They've got the Lefty, which is the flow.
The Lefty, yep.
The 5.5 Lefty flow through 5.56. They've got the Speakeasy. And they basically made steel cans of the Thunder Chicken and Trash Panda.
Yeah, so those will come out, and those will I'm sure will do well and be good. But still, I think the industry is going towards less expensive cans for more. I think that's going to be the theme in the next year. I think
that would be so nice.
I think like what B&T did, like B&T went back to B&T and Huxwork went back to the drawing board, it seems, or was part of their plan to bring less expensive cans that can do stuff. And for someone who runs a gun shop and owns one, that makes my life a lot easier. And as a gun enthusiast too, I want to shoot cool stuff. But they did it. Huxwork did it. Huxwork made the 36. They made the 9 and whatever else they have cooking up. And they have it to where it's a lot more affordable. And it's still a good can. B&T did the same thing. B&T came out with the 36. It came out with the full-size 5.56, the smaller 5.56. It came out with the 9. And all of them are affordable, 3D printed, titanium cans that we'll be able to make money and feed our children with. And pay my employees. So it's going against what I see. I see the industry, that's what it's doing. I see the industry shrinking their margins on the cans. I don't think the cans are costing more. I think that I don't know that side of the business. But I do know if I see one person do it, 2 person do it, 3 people do it, then it's possible to be done. And I think it's going to be a trend in the next year. Like, okay, for instance, how do you fucking beat every Tom, Dick, and Harry making cans right now? You come out with something good, if not almost as good, decent quality, cheaper.
Yeah, cheaper.
Can I offer a different perspective?
One more. I know one of the biggest companies in the game is coming out with allegedly good cans for sub $500, sub $600.
Sure.
This year. Go ahead.
I feel like you are trying to... Q is a very weird company. They're not like everybody else, and it goes back to the owner, Kevin, with the whole thing of they are not trying to appeal to the industry. They're not trying to make the next best-selling thing. They make what they believe in, and people buy it. Their whole thing. It's on their front page. We think we're cool. They make what they think is cool, and people buy it. And if they don't, they don't. The biggest thing that I can think of is Kevin has said, tonight, I could release a 9mm honey badger and make millions of dollars. more money than most people will ever see in their lives like that. And
But we're not complaining about their honey badger.
Well, okay.
We're complaining about the cost of the
philosophy goes
cans.
to everything, though. He has said many times, I could make so many products that I know for a fact would sell and make me a shit ton of money, but I won't, because I only want to release stuff that doesn't exist. I want to release something that has a reason to exist. Everybody and their mother makes a 9mm PCC. My 9mm honey badger won't do anything differently. It'll just be a 9mm honey badger. I could release it tonight. I have a working prototype right there. I'd make millions of dollars. I don't do it because I only release what I think doesn't already exist in the industry and something that has an actual impact on it. Q isn't trying to make their cans cheaper and more affordable and more widely, to appeal to everybody and try to take customers away from BNT or Huxworks. Q makes what they think is cool, and people buy it. And I'll ask you, if you were in their situation where you're making a product and it is selling so much that you cannot keep up with the demand, what would you do?
We have stacks of Q cans that don't sell.
But Q, the company, they cannot keep up with, they're out of stock on stuff all the time. They can't keep up with the demand. Their stuff is selling out all the time. They chose to increase their prices. What would you as a business owner do if you were selling so much stuff that you cannot keep the shelves, like your own product?
I would become more efficient.
You would become more efficient.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the same regards, Omar, like why pay the sandblasters the amount of money I pay them? I could just I could hire fucking shitbags and for $4 less an hour. $4 less an hour for 4 people per shift. 4 people per shift, that's you're saving $20 per. It's thousands. A lot per year. Same thing with everybody over there. I could go through the amount of money that I give every employee or whatever fucking dumb shit that I do as far as financial is concerned, and say, okay, no, it's just that's not how I think. I just think differently when it comes to that. It's probably the smart move is to, if you can't keep everything in stock, then the smart move is you increase prices and you wait until the market constricts and goes back. That's the smart thing to do, but it's not good for people who have piles of your product that won't sell because of the price.
I mean, what sells in your store is what sells in your store is mainly what the salesmen choose to sell. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Yes, the cans that are sold inside the store are largely due to what the salesmen are into at the time.
Mm-hmm. So you're complaining about not being able to sell cans. I can guarantee you, if I was standing at that counter, there wouldn't be a pile. You
would sell 1 can to Andrew's 5.
You can start personal digs all you
want. No, it's not a personal dig, but you would sell 1 can to it's I get it. It's not so much that though, but the salesman, if you look into how a salesman looks at something, it's performance, it's price. Mm-hmm. Like the salesman's not going to say, okay, he's going to have a better chance. I don't know why they sell all their shit. That's a whole nother fucking rabbit hole to get into. Like that's, the salesmen all like B&T right now because the B&T guy was so nice to all of them. They like Huxwork because Andrew's in here all the time. They like Dead Air because Dead Air's in here all the time. They would like Q more. It's not
about the product. It's not, what sells in your store isn't about the product or necessarily even about the price point. If the price point thing was true, you wouldn't sell a single fucking staccato. It's what your salesmen choose to sell.
Oh, I don't know about that.
If you're purely talking about price point, if Andrew wasn't sitting by that counter selling it, you would not sell nearly as many.
Staccatos sell because every person goes to the range and sees a staccato, mm-hmm. and then sees the target that the guy's shooting. And then they say, where did you get that? And since we are the only place you can get staccatos, they come here.
Sure. That might have not been the best example, but you get what I mean. If something is expensive, all it takes is for the salesman to push it. And if your salesman were to push that pile, I feel like that pile would be gone. Maybe when you were here 2 years ago, because that's how it was 2 years ago. Markets change. Retail markets change. They're ever changing. And the market is going away from that. The perceived value of something, right? So the perceived value, like the APC SD. Mm-hmm. APC SD is you're pushing $3,000. Why are you spending that much money? It's a lot of money. But right. So people will buy that, but you will sell 1 versus the 5 to 10 of the Strybogs that you'll sell.
or the 5 to 10 that we will sell. It's not a, I mean, I dig it if that's the philosophy of Q, that they want, that they don't care, that they're not making. I mean, that's like Black Flag. Like Black Flag said, I don't care if you like our music. Henry Rollins and Greg Ginn were like, we don't care if you like our music. We're going to play what we want to play and how we want to play it. And if you want to come to our shows, you can. And they crashed and burned.
Perfect example, shirt you're wearing, Finance and Maneuver. You don't think they'd make more money if they just made all their shirts always available? They don't. They do them in drops. Same thing as Q with their like fix SDs, for example. They make runs and they're limited. They could make a fuck ton more money if they just had them available always, but they don't. Not every company is after taking over the entire market and trying to provide as much value as possible so that every single possible buyer comes and buys from them instead.
Do you guys see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Because all I see is silent Eric over there looking at me like a cocksucker, right? And then Omar just fucking, I'm saying, like, I'm pouring my heart out, and Omar's like, well, no, it really is this.
I'm just making my case, man.
Yeah.
Well, I agree with what you're saying, is that they don't care if you like their products or not. But I think there is an arrogance to them that they think that their products are the best.
Mm-hmm.
And
I 100% agree with that.
I just don't know if they are. That's all I'll say, is that I think if someone says, hey, like me, I love my Tech 9. It's so cool. I don't care if you like Tech 9s. I'm not gonna go around and say
I like my Tech 9.
the Tech 9 is the best PCC you can buy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just feel like that's where people have an issue with Q, is that Q thinks that they have by far the best stuff, and
their shit don't stink.
Yeah.
They raise prices.
100%.
Right.
I'm not denying that at all. They are very, I don't know, a nice way to say it. They think they're the best. They think their shit doesn't stink, and it's kind of part of the brand that they're like that.
I guess you're right.
That's what all of their advertising is. That's what all of their social media is. It's just, we're the fucking best. We think we're cool. That's what it says when you go onto their website. The homepage says, we think we are cool. Here's some of the cool shit we make. Like, that's the brand. And you don't have to like the brand, but I'm not even trying to defend them raising their prices. I'm trying to kind of speak to your business minded side, because you're coming at it as like, oh, as a person who has to feed 60 people, for sure. If you were at a position where you cannot increase efficiency and you cannot keep up with the product, I feel like there aren't that many things you can do.
Well, case in point. So I could right now. We have four major companies who vie for our business. One company pays more than all the other companies do, right? And it's our newest client. Our newest client pays more than the other companies do. Pays more, pays faster, easy as fuck to deal with them. So I could go to each one of the other companies. Look, you need to pay me as much as they do and as fast as they do, or we're not going to do business anymore. Or I could just say, you know what? This is the price now. This is the price now. This is what we're doing. This is it. There you go. Mm-hmm. And furthermore, you've got to give that price to your dealers, because it goes to the dealers, and you got to make them sell it at that price. Because remember, there's different, like it's not only me, but I don't do that.
I know.
Like I would
like for you to do that.
I don't go to like our longest client is our cheapest client. Like they pay less versus the other people, and the other people are bigger. The other people are bigger. They have more money, and they want, not all of them, but most of them. And we don't do that. You know, that's not who we are as people. Maybe we should be. I'm ordering the book. I'm ordering Machiavelli, The Prince. I'm ordering that book, and I'm going to live by it.
I'll tell you.
Do you know Machiavellian?
Yes.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. I tell you, I'd have less boxes to ship. I would be all for you going and telling those guys, this is what we're charging now. Because at the end of the day,
yeah, but
does it matter if you? It's a genuine question. Does it matter if you sell 10 things for $1 versus one thing for $10?
It matters if you can feed your 60 people.
For sure. But we're already at a point where we're way over capacity. Like our building was too big. It was too small when we first moved into it, and we've only grown since then. We've had to go and commandeer other buildings just to store our shit. We've got so much in the queue to do, and it's great. It is business for as long as the eye can see. There's no fucking light at the end of the tunnel. There's just business. It's great. It's awesome. What impact would it have on you feeding your family or paying for your employees if instead of having 10,000 things to do that we get paid $20 a thing for versus 5,000 things to do where we get paid $40?
Because people would stop buying it. That's why. Because people would stop buying it. There is a thing called you price yourself out of the market. So if I said let's do that and charge the person who has all the money and the big credit cards and the people who pay us fast, because we could probably get it past them because they don't know no better because they got so much money, right? And then it'll come to a screeching halt. And then those 60 people will turn into 30 people. I have to, since I don't have Q money or whatever money or the money that I should have, since I don't have that extra, like I have to think about that. Because it can come to a screeching halt at any time. The minute I lose humility, it can come to a screeching halt, and that screeching halt means people lose their jobs. And I can't have that. Because that means it means something to me to employ people. It's giving back to the world.